This one came on while I was doing yoga today. Nothing says Om like Razorblade, so that's what we're doing today. But not before I take just a moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. Thank you to Nade, Andrew Harderson, Chris Perry, Brian Buchan, and Stu. More of a thick soup than a name, really. Mrs. Doubtfire, anyone? Anyways, thank you very, very, very much for your support. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, the link, of course, will be in the description. Of course, there are 2 guitar players in the Strokes, but most people are only one person, so you're going to have to choose who you're going to be in your Strokes cover band. But let's do Nick's lead in the intro first. Grab G and B2, give those 2 strings a strum, and we're going up to B3, G4. Twice. Then from 3-4, we're going to give it a strum and slide up 2 frets, back down to 2s, and back up to 3-4. So, and you can strum every time, you can make some of them hammer-ons. I made it through that slide and back down without strumming again. Whatever combination works for you, I've been doing it different every single time I do it, so I think it'll settle down as I keep going. I think I kind of like that. But you do you. That's the first chunk. The second chunk continues along the same theme, but we're moving it to the G and the D string. So now we need G2, D4, and we're going up 2 twice. Then we want G6, D7, and back down, and back up to the middle. So, again, whatever combination of sliding versus strumming you like works. That's chunk 2. Okay, this is great. Grab E and B in the 7th fret. You can use your ring finger only. I like pinky and ring. You try both and see for yourself, but we're going to strum on 7, pull off to 5, down to B, G7, back up to B, E5, and back up to 7. Then we're going to grab G and B7 and go 7s, down to 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. Slowly, is chunk 3. Then you grab your B3, G4, and you're going to give it 1 strum and aspire to make sliding up and down 2 frets last as long as it needs to, and that's this long. Like that. And of course, the last time after you do that aspirational thing, make your way up to GB7, and then let it fall down to 3-4. And then we're into the verse. But next we're going to do Albert. Albert plays the following chords. It's F-shaped A. So baby F up on frets 5, 6, and 7. Now you can keep it to the tiny 4 strings, or you can leave the E string out of it for a bit thicker of a sound, and from the B string you'll have 5, 6, 7, can you see? And then A7. Either one's fine. I like this one. A, down to F sharp minor. He doesn't want that E string. He's avoiding the bass notes for some reason, so let's. Anyways, A string, 4, 4, and then on the 2s. Next comes B minor, which is real easy from here. You could even leave that A string out if you want. I think he does. Twice. The second time, of course, A, F sharp minor, B minor, twice, and then you land on a D, and then B minor, and then we're into the verse. I think he goes to D up here. I'm splitting hairs now. I see no reason to do that, given it's the same voicing as that exactly, but you do you. That's Albert's intro. Get your pinky fingers out, everybody. Grab the G string in the 15, 17, 18th fret, and we're pulling off to the 14th fret. Then D14, back to G14. Then grab B in the 15th fret and slide it up to 17, 15, 14, G14. That is the A1 we're going to call it, because Albert's playing in A while that happens. That's the first thing. Then it's the G string 19th fret, and we're going to pull off to 16, followed by D16 and G16 again. That's a nice little theme he's got going on here. Now, grab B in 17, slide it up to 19, then 17, 15, 17. This is the B minor one. Then you do the A one again, then the B minor one again, and then comes the C sharp minor one. Grab the B string 19th fret, use your ring finger, you're going to pluck it and pull it off to 17, and then your middle finger is going to grab G18. Back up to B17, then we're going to give it a strum and slide up to 19, back to 17, and back to our G18 with a B-double-E-Y-double-O-M, Bium. Most Biums are for show, but this one's functional as well because we're going to an A-shaped E. So it's the D, G, and B strings in the 9th fret. And then you're going to add that D note that makes it an E7 on the E string 10th fret. At which point we'd go into the chorus, but now we're going to do Albert's part. And this time he's going to start with baby F-shaped A, and we're going to keep it to the 4 small strings. It's A, up to B minor, up this way meaning, and we're going to have 7, 7, 7, 9. Back to A, back to B minor. Now C sharp minor is 2 frets higher, and then regular E, add the D note on B string 3rd fret to make it an E7. That is Albert's verse. I don't actually know that this is Nick's E and E7 and this is Albert's, but somebody's doing this one and somebody's doing this one, so you can certainly swap that anywhere you want. There's nothing fancy going on in the chorus. I'm just going to play the chords down here. It's A, F sharp minor, and 2 B minors. That's the chorus after all that. That's the chorus. Okay, but yes, it is the rule of life that if you have 2 guitar players in your band, then they should not be both playing the same thing, or else why do you have 2 guitar players in your band? So here's what Albert's doing there. It's A as a baby F shape. Now F sharp minor here is a D minor shape, so now it's become a 3-string chord. And then B minor as we talked about here. And the intersection of the 2 different voicings of each chord makes that more than twice as interesting, I think. The second intro is just the same as the first, but when you get done with this situation, up to 7s, back down to 3, 4, and then we're going to make a very high A. It's a D shape on 9 and 10. That's going to ring out, and we're going to do the next verse, which you already know. This brings us to, after the last chorus, the jam section. Albert's chords are still A, F sharp minor, and B minor, but he does a couple of things to 2 of those chords that's really cool, and you can do it too. He makes the A an A major 7 once in a while, and here's a chord shape for you, starting on the E string, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our F sharp minor is a D minor shape. And then on the B minor, we hear him make it a B minor 7 with that B string 10th fret A note. So you can do that anytime you want. You can make that A an A major 7 anytime you want. Sounds awfully Hawaiian. That's Albert's jam after the last chorus. And here are the ingredients for Nick's jamming. What you're going to do, this is not as difficult as it sounds. What you're going to do is put your pointer finger on E and B5, but start on E7, give it a pluck and pull it off to 5, and then pluck the B string. That's 3 notes. The second set of 3 notes starts on the 9th fret, but it's all the same. and you're going to do the 7, 9, 7, 9, 7. Then you're going to start with the B7 and the E5 and do the same thing. The hardest part about this is getting your own fingers out of the way. Then we're up to 10, 10, and it's just the same as the first one with the 12 and the 14. And then we're going to grab B15 and G16, and it's just like when we went, but it's an octave higher, so that's what he does. And as things progress, Nick also uses this situation that we just talked about, including the 14-14, remember, because it's the same thing, but 12 frets higher. And he does the melody for the chorus, so he'll be... You can mess around with that. And they keep jamming, but the outro becomes the intro, and then everyone wonders which direction time is moving, but you already know that regardless of the answer to that question, and the song ends on an A. Or an A. Look, or an A major 7. Or an A. Any A you want to play. And then we say yay, because rhyming never gets old. That was quite a doozy. I think this warrants the sounding of the rubber chicken of you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye. Listen, as guitar players, we are always searching for that special tone that we hold in our mind's earballs. And I'm very excited to share with you the Guitar Pedals 101 course from Wampler Pedals. And it's probably not what you think. Rather than being about multitudinous arrays of pedals, it walks you through the various points in the signal chain from guitar to pickups to amp to cabinets that influence how pedals respond. And Brian Wampler illustrates his points and makes lots and lots of different tones with only 2 pedals. I took this course, I found it highly informative, so if you are on a lifelong mission for your tone, I encourage you to do the same, and it's only 20 bucks, so the first time you don't spend $200 on a pedal you don't even need and find the answer in some stuff you already have, or maybe get, sent off in a different, more helpful direction, you'll be totally glad you did. And the best part is you do not have to be an expert in these matters to gain from this Guitar Pedal 101 course from Wampler. It's for noobs, but there's also stuff for more experienced folks in there too. I owned 0 pedals 5 years ago, true story, and now Miss Poopadoop and I are obsessed. I wish I'd have found this course 4 3/4 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of brain power and energy. So check out the link in the description.